This might be one of the most negative reviews I've ever done, and 5 reasons why I do not recommend the Caddx Ascent VRX. Find out, is cheap digital FPV all it's cracked up to be, or should you spend a little bit more and get a different system? G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and look, you might need to call an ambulance, not for me, but for the Caddx Ascent VRX, because we have some bad news about this. We're going to break it down. I'm going to show you the text and the specs. We're going to go for some flights, but I'm going to talk about the headaches that I have with this and why, for anybody getting in, I just do not recommend it. Now look, Caddx is not going to like me saying this. That doesn't mean that it is all bad. There is an edge case where I say, hey, these users probably will really like this system, but for everybody else who wants cheap digital, put in a VRX and able to feed it into our goggles, I am feeling disappointed. So we're going to go through my experiences with this system, talk about the text and the specs as a bit of an overview. I'm going to put the stats on the screen, like 1080p, we've got 100 frames per second, we've got DVR in here, it's got like all your little menu options. It's very, very similar if you're used to flying around with a system like the traditional walk-snell system. And the big one, look, and I'll put it on the screen, it is a pretty budget price to get all of this, but budget doesn't always mean that it is worth it, and I'm going to explain why. So in a moment, we're just about to go out for a little flight, but I have some things which I absolutely cannot understand why they have done this. It's a module. It goes on the front, just like here. I think this is my HD0 module. You can put that on the front of your goggles, but this one, how are you meant to mount this thing? It is an absolute nightmare to try to mount this. Underneath, yes, you do have like this little traditional tripod screw, but you can't actually screw it in very well because you've got your HDMI on one side, you've got your power cord on one side. So unless you have a specific cable, and don't even get me started on cables. I don't know who was in charge of that, but they're gonna get in trouble after watching this video because you just can't mount this thing easily. And then you are tethered to this, you can't move around easy. I did not like mounting this. It was a nightmare no matter how I tried to fly around and connect this up to my goggles. But Stuart, how are you meant to connect that? Surely they give you some cables that just simply plug in there. Well, that would be nice because you do get this cable right here, which is a HDMI cable. It goes right here. It has the HDMI feed from your Ascent VRX. And then of course, what is Caddx's flagship goggle? Well, I've got one right here. This is the Goggle X. Do you think that this is easy to connect up? Absolutely not. This cable does not fit into the bottom of the goggles that we've got right here. So the cable that Caddx gives you, you need to go out and find another one. Now, luckily, I can't believe this, I actually found the correct adapter from RunCam of all people when I was looking at one of their open IPC links. So you're going to see me using this cable. I don't know why Caddx couldn't just do a bit of research and think, hey, you know our flagship product, maybe we should make our new product work with that. All it takes is a cable. No, they gave you this piece of junk right here, which is not going to be helpful to anybody. The other part as well, you get this little power cable, and that is to let you connect it up so you can simply power both of your things at once. And this wouldn't be too much of a problem, except there's no way to easily mount this at all. It doesn't have any traditional, like you do get, where are they? You get these little pieces of plastic or like rubber stickies. They're meant to help some people. There's no way to stick this on here. And if you think, oh, well, I will mount it to a tripod somehow. Well, you can't get very far. You have to stand right next to your tripod when your battery cable is only this long. So this, Caddx, if you're watching as well, whoever's in charge of cables, needs to be like 4 foot long. And please have 2 cables running off that are both 4 foot long. That would make this a much better solution than whatever we've got here. The cables, absolutely disgusting, but it gets even better. You would think, right? I've just bought a new Caddx VRX. I've just bought some new Ascent Lite compatible VTXs. They're gonna work together? No, you need to make sure that you update both of these because for some reason, they're not going to work until you update both of them. Updating the Ascent Lite VTX in here was actually a bit of a breeze. I was pleasantly surprised. So A+, whoever did that app, is no nonsense. It's just like click a button, took about 20 seconds and that was done. So that was no problem. The VRX, you update that by putting an SD card in here, holding the link button for about 8 seconds. It'll go through and do its thing. Mine actually froze halfway through that. I don't know what the issue was. I left it for about 10 minutes, came back, it was still stuck on a completely white screen, unplugged it, and then turned it back on, fingers crossed, and it seemed to have worked. Now, in a moment, we're gonna go for a flight, but check out how loud this is as well. This is the loudest VTX you have ever heard. So it does a bit of a beep on startup. I'm gonna hold it near my microphone right here, and I hope that this comes through because it's ridiculous. So maybe, there we go. Yeah, there we go, look at that. So It actually sounds like I'm using a hairdryer right here. I've turned on the air conditioner. So it's extremely loud as well. It is far louder than any other goggle or any other VRX that I have ever tested. But let's go for a flight, and you're gonna see me. I had to test this with a few different sets of goggles because I flew around with these ones right here, the Goggles X. You would think that this is who Cadex would want them to work with. I had some issues. You're gonna see me flying around with Sky Zones. I'm not even gonna get into latency about the O4 Pros. That's for another day and for some other angry people. And then I do need to talk about the Ascent Light goggles that they have right here, because there might be some light at the end of the tunnel. So let's go look at the flight footage, and yeah, it's gonna be juddery. You let me know what you think, and then we'll come back here and we will finish the autopsy of the Walksnail Ascent VRX. So let's check it out in 3, 2, 1. Boop. All right, so here we go. So you're gonna see actually 2 flights right now, because the first one I'm using the Cadex X goggles, and then you're gonna see me switch over from my Sky Zones. And that's for a reason, because it got a little bit sketchy actually. Now flying around, looking at the image quality and everything, I feel like the Ascent VTX and the Ascent system looks really good when the image is still, but when you are moving, a couple of these details tend to blend together. Look, it doesn't have to be perfect because it is a $35 VTX and a really cheap VRX, but when I'm flying this around too, I have my head mounted sideways, or I guess it's mounted sideways on my head, trying to put it up there, but also right there, I lost video for that. So something is going on in the link between my Goggles X, and I just didn't have any confidence, but let's try it around now with my Sky Zone goggles. Right, so here we go with take 2, and this one is different because I'm using my Sky Zones and I'm standing sideways, so my VRX is on the side of my head, so I'm getting the best like antenna reception and everything over here. Then that's because there is no real nice way to put this either on a ground station, on your head. I know I keep going on about it, but it is not easy to do it. I felt like the VRX was going to fall over. That's going to result in some bad images and like low reception, all that sort of stuff. The way that this is mounted in cables, like 0 out of 10. I do not like that at all. And then let's talk about the actual video. So this is very similar to the Ascent Protoss that I tested, although this is on the later firmware. I do notice like there is a little bit of juddering as it was sort of turning. The best way to describe it is like flicking through a really high resolution flip book, sort of seeing some of those images on those hard yaws and everything like that. And the other part, when you are cruising this around, it looks really good when the image is still, but in some fast motion, those fine details tend to blur together as well. So I think like if I just hit pause just here, we'll have a look at some of the trees in the distance. Some of these, it starts to blur together just a little bit. It's not terrible. But I don't think you can expect too much as well from like a $35 VRX and also a really, really cheap VTX and also a really, really cheap VRX. So here we go. I would say I had fun with this, but it's not my recommendation. This Ascent system is best when it is paired with the Ascent Light goggles. The VRX is in a really tricky spot where if you already have a set of goggles that has HDMI in, there's probably some other options out there. If you've got HD0 or if you've got Walksnail, just keep using those systems. It is trying to go after a market to get people in for cheap digital, but the way that it is going about it and the inability to easily incorporate it into a system, let alone their own system with some goggles, is just a bit of a nightmare. I will say though that the Lightning V2, like it fits this quad beautifully, and I like that this VTX is actually the smallest one that we had. So you could have a lot of fun with this. It does need to fix the jitter and just the mounting. So here you can go, like all those wires hanging off my head. It's never a good day. It get much worse, or is any light at the end of the tunnel? Well, the Ascent VRX, I don't actually recommend this to very many pilots whatsoever, because if you already have a set of goggles like these right here, you're golden. Just stick to the Walksnail system. You don't need to jump over to the Ascent. And if you are thinking about jumping in and trying cheap digital, well, then you have to weigh this up against something like the Beta FPV P1 system, which performs much better. I really liked it. It felt much more stable and smooth versus the jitters that I kind of had when I was flying around with this. It almost felt like I was flipping through a page book sometime. It was sort of jumping around. It just was not a very pleasant flight experience. What's some good news? Well, this is where I would love to say that if you were flying this system around and you could get this feed on these Ascent Light goggles right here, I think that might be acceptable. It's still going to be a trade-off between jitteriness and comfort. These goggles right here are really comfy. I do really like the Walksnail Ascent goggles like these ones right here. I think they do a great job. However, in my testing, I cannot go back and rebind these up, because when I first got these, they were allowed to bind, and this is where I owe you an apology. These are on some very, very early firmware. I updated these VTXs to work with my Ascent VRX. Then they are no longer compatible with this. I need to update the firmware on these goggles. I'm not going to do that though. This firmware, it is extreme, like a very, very early prototype. I don't want to lose this. There is no way to go back to this. This is the only time when it would ever go black and white, do some strange behavior. So the firmware that is on these goggles is probably very, very limited in the world. Until I find a way to back that up, I don't want to lose having access to that early firmware. So if you have those goggles, you might still think about, hey, well, flying around, getting a $30 VTX, I think it's going to be okay. But for everybody else, it's not going to be great. Now, Cadex, if you are still watching, shout out to them, because I do think that they take feedback in the things we say. This is not trying to just bash on and hate Cadex. This is purely talking about this product, what they can do to improve. Number one, you need to get much better with your cables. Give us like 3 times as many cables, different sizes, so people who get this, they don't have to go out and source their own. But you need to, as a priority, get a cable that works between the Goggles X and this VRX. That should be fixed. You need to provide some way as well to mount this better, and that might mean, please, like I can think of a solution here. Give us like a little TPU mount or something. You've already got these antenna placements right here. You might be able to have a flat plate, then they can stick that to. Provide us with a chest mount maybe, that this can hang here if people want to fly that way. And that also means you need to provide us with the correct power cable that's going to be powering this, and have enough room to get to our goggles. Or if you say this is for a tripod, that can go over there as well and bind to that. So look, I had better results flying this around on my Sky Zones, believe it or not, than on my Goggles X, which is crazy because this is the goggle we are supposed to use. I would have loved to test them on the HD0 goggles, but I don't have those. And overall, I don't recommend the Cadex Ascent VRX.